My name is Ryan Kearns. I personally battled Lyme disease and it totally had me down. It destroyed me. All right, I'm going to take this off. It totally beat me up, beat me down. I was in the lowest low, rock bottom in my life, and I was able to fight back against Lyme disease and take back my body. And now I'm in the best shape of my life. I feel healthy. I feel vibrant. I have energy. I spend all of my energy with my family, with my kids. I'm able to show up in the way that I wanted to when I couldn't when I had Lyme disease. The way that I wish I could when I had Lyme disease is how I'm able to show up today. And that's why over the next 5 days, I'm going to give you every single thing that I've learned over the years. I helped 2,331 people in 2024. And over the next 5 days, I'm going to teach you everything we've learned and everything we've seen with our clients, with myself. And I'm going to show you everything we possibly can. And, the plan is over the next 5 days, we'll make that happen. So thank you for being here. And I'm going to remove my face from the screen now so you can see the presentation, and we will get started on day number 2 of the 5-day Stop Lyme Challenge. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get going. So day number 2, we are talking about the broken system that stops you from healing. So if you don't know about this, if you are new to this, if you haven't learned this yet, the thing that you're going to see today is why it's been so difficult for you to heal and what's stopping you, what's in your way of getting better. So I hope you're ready because it's a really big day. But first, I just want you to know that we did day 1 yesterday. And in day 1, it was very important. We did an overview of how this 5-day challenge will work. I told you my full Lyme disease story, how I helped 2,331 people in 2024, the 3 key areas that we'll focus on during this challenge, and the 7 biggest mistakes people make when healing Lyme. So if you missed day 1, go ahead, go back and watch it. All of these videos will be in a playlist that you can access. You should be able to watch them day 1 through 5 at your own time, but go back and watch day 1 if you haven't watched it yet, because it's really important that you're fully caught up on what's going on before we jump in to day number 2. So with that out of the way, I'm going to tell you about the broken system that I learned about. This is the first discovery that I made on my journey with Lyme disease, and it absolutely rocked my world. It changed the way that I perceive myself. It changed the way that I perceive the entire system, the industry, the world, and I think it's going to do the same to you. So what I learned, to sum it up, is there's only one person who will fix your health problem, and that's you. I used to think the system was actually set up to serve me. I thought that I was in good hands. I thought that people out there wanted to see me get better, and if I got sick or if I got hurt, it would be fixed quickly, easily, and with speed and precision. And I thought I was covered. But here is how the system really works. So here I am, sick. I pay an insurance company, right? Every single month, so that I don't have to pay the doctor directly. I just pay the insurance company, and I'm able to go to the doctor. And they're supposed to take care of everything, right? So the way it works is I pay the doctor. The doctor bills the insurance company. The insurance company pays the hospital or the doctor, and then the hospital pays the doctor himself, and that's how it's supposed to work, right? So all I ever have to do is just pay my insurance premium, and then I get help from the doctor whenever I need it. Well, what happens when you go to the doctor is they say, we will need more tests. Here's some antibiotics. Take these and it should go away. Schedule another visit, and I only have 15 minutes. They don't necessarily say I only have 15 minutes, but if you've ever seen a doctor, you'll notice they're always in a rush and they rush out of the room very quickly. They give you what they can and they bounce as quick as possible. But then what happens next is what was confusing, what broke the way I thought about everything. So first of all, I got a bill from the insurance company. That was normal. I get a bill all the time from the insurance company. But then I also got a bill from the hospital, from the doctor. And I thought to myself, am I not supposed to have it covered? Isn't the insurance company supposed to pay this bill? And the truth is, the insurance company pays some of the bill, but they usually don't pay the whole thing. And so when you look at it this way, right? The doctor is billing you, the insurance company is billing you, and the hospital is billing you. It's 3 against 1, right? All 3 of these people are trying to get money out of my pocket when I'm sick, when I have Lyme disease, when I don't feel well. I have chronic illness, I have heart problems, I have joint aches, I have, whatever else, chronic fatigue is really the main thing, sleeping 18 hours a day, and then 3 people begging you for money or knocking down your door to try to get money from you is quite the problem. I know that some of you have experienced this before, and if you have, drop it in the chat. Let's talk about it, because it's time to bring these issues to light. It's time to talk about the things that you're not supposed to talk about. And having to pay the insurance company and then also having to pay the doctor is not how it's supposed to work. So it ends up being 3 against 1, but it gets even worse. See, behind all of this is big pharma. So there's these big pharmaceutical companies that the insurance company is tied to. Yes, big pharma gets cutbacks, gets cuts from the insurance company. Yes, big pharma gets a big cut of the money that the hospital collects. And even doctors end up giving a cut to big pharma. Then big pharma uses advertising to show us to buy their drugs. Not to mention, the United States is one of the only countries in the world that allow this to happen. And so this is all focused on the United States of America. I can't speak too much for other countries. This is where I've always lived. This is the information that I have is about the US. But the big pharmaceutical companies show us ads to try and get us to give them money when we go to the doctor. So we go to the doctor, request that pharmaceutical drug. Then the pharmaceutical drug gets given to us and the doctor gives a big cutback to big pharma. And not to mention, the very insidious part of this whole thing is that, believe it or not, how does big pharma pay for these advertisements? They pay for the ads from our tax money. That's right. The government pays them to place advertisement. They place it under something called R&D, research and development. And they give them millions and millions upon millions of dollars to show us ads from our tax dollars. So we are technically paying to advertise to ourselves. Then we are paying the big pharmaceutical companies ourselves. Then we're paying the insurance company. Then the doctor's asking us for payment, and the hospital, the company that the doctor works for, also asking us for payment. So in the end, the system is not set up for you and me. It is 4 against 1, and the incentives do not serve us, right? Because all of those sick people are, their incentives are to get as many sick people as possible. And that's why the doctor only has 15 minutes. He needs to book his calendar back to back to back with sick patients so that he can see as many sick people as possible, so he can get as much, payment as possible for the hospital, which then pays him. So the insurance company, big pharmaceutical companies, the hospital themselves, and doctors all get kickbacks from sick patients. So they get rewarded by more sick patients, not by people getting better. So it helps us feel safe that if there was ever an accident, emergency, or health problem, that we would be covered, right? But are we really? That's a question that I'm asking you, and only you can answer that. Where it succeeds is in emergencies, right? So sometimes if you're paying your insurance premium and you have an emergency, you end up, being able to have help. So let's say I break a bone, or I get in a car accident, or, my heart suddenly stops and I get rushed to the hospital. Things are usually taken care of, but usually you'll still get a bill in the mail afterwards. But here's where it fails. It fails at keeping us healthy, improving our quality of life, giving us energy, helping us with chronic conditions that last a long time, or helping us boost our performance. It doesn't help in those areas nearly at all. And if you try to ask the typical doctor about these questions, they usually don't have any good answers. They are in the blind. It's the blind leading the blind if you ask about these questions, about staying healthy, about having energy, about having chronic conditions. How can I get rid of them? For the most part, they want to give you a pharmaceutical drug and they want to go and see the next patient. And that is my experience with the medical industry. And that's many of the people that I work with and that I talk to. They have that same experience with the medical industry. And this process has two results. Number one, it keeps you sick. And number two, it separates you from your money. And that's how I learned that the system does not serve my best interests. It doesn't have my best interests at heart. And if I don't care about my own health, then who will, right? It's time to look in the mirror. This is me, obviously, when I was younger and I still had hair. But here I am looking in the mirror. And I realize I have to show up for myself. I have to take back my power. And I am the only one responsible for my health. All of these pictures were taken at the time that I had Lyme disease. And this is me showing up for myself and starting to transform my health, right? And I used to think that the system was set up to serve me and you. Then I got Lyme disease. I saw how it really works. And now I know that the system is only meant to make companies rich. So instead, I needed to focus on a system that has me at the center of it, okay? Instead of companies at the center of it, I had to be at the center of the system that I was going to create for myself to get better from Lyme disease, co-infections, mental health, everything really that was plaguing me. I needed to figure out a way to fix it myself. And that's how I discovered there's only one person who will fix your health problem, and that is you. How the medical industry works is fundamentally broken at its core. And that is the first discovery, and that's the end of day 2. That's really the main message that I want to get through to you today. And I want to hear from you. Who has had negative experiences with the medical industry, insurance, or big pharmaceutical companies? Put it in the comments. Let's talk about this. Let's connect on this, because it's time to bring it to light. It's time to stop hiding the fact that we're being forced into a system that doesn't work for us. It wants us to work for them. Day number 3, tomorrow, we're going to start getting into the actual tactics, the actual do this, not that. So I know this one today is a little bit depressing. It's a little bit dark, right? It's a little bit of a hard truth that I need to be on the same page with you about. We need to both be on the same page that, most of the medical industry, now not all of them, don't get me wrong at all here. There are good doctors. There are doctors that go above and beyond and learn about human performance and learn about how to stay healthy and longevity and how to become the best version of yourself and how to take back your body from chronic illnesses and how to treat infections using herbs and nutrition. And there's doctors out there that can help you with this. But unfortunately, they are few and far between. And so at the end of the day, it's not up to someone else to help us fix our health problems anymore. We cannot keep abdicating responsibility to an outside source, to an outside company, right? To an outside person that is a doctor, someone who went to school for 8 years or whatever to try and figure out, how to help people. But really what happens is they get indoctrinated into the pharmaceutical companies, and really most of what they learn in medical school is what pharmaceutical drugs go with what illness or disease and how to test for those diseases. So they learn how to order tests and they learn how to prescribe medications. That is their main focus in medical school. And so maybe it goes back all the way to education, but the point is the root of the problem doesn't really matter at this point because we're not going to be able to fix that. But what we can fix, we have to focus on what we can fix. And what we can fix is what we do with our time, energy, money, what we focus on, right? And what we focus on will improve. And what we can fix, what we have control over, what we focus on is our own health and the things that we do, our lifestyle, our habits, the things that we choose to do in order to treat chronic illness or inflammation or problems with Lyme disease or problems with our heart, anything that's plaguing you. It's up to me and you to fix these things ourselves, right? And that's a hard truth. Most people don't want to hear that. Most people want the hand holding. They want the help. They want to go to, their doctor because they pay the insurance companies. They've been paying the insurance companies for years and years and years. If you're like me, you've been paying insurance for a very long time. And now you're finding out that they cannot help you with the problems that you're facing. That is difficult to hear, but that is the truth. And I need to share the truth with you. That is why I do this work. So now that you know that, now that we're on the same page with that, we can get into the actual brass tacks of things. We can actually talk about what works, what doesn't work, where we're going to focus our time and energy, where we're going to put in, what we're going to eat, what we're not going to eat, what kind of herbs and supplements should we be looking at, what type of lifestyle and habits should we have, right? Some people don't like talking about this, but a big topic of conversation as far as I'm concerned with my clients is exercise, right? Now, exercise isn't going to just fix all your problems, and exercise is very difficult to do when you're dealing with an infection, right? And I'm not saying you should just go, start pushing yourself and exercising hard. That's actually not what I'm saying. But the goal is to get you to a point where you're healthier than you were before. And eventually, exercise does come into that picture. So that's just an example of something that we should talk about when it comes to lifestyle, when it comes to becoming a healthier version of yourself. And these are all the things we're going to talk about in the rest of the challenge. But I needed to start here because it's a difficult truth, and it's something that we need to understand and be on the same page about when it comes to our mindset. When we're viewing and perceiving the challenge that we're facing, we must come at it from an angle of you have the control. Your health provider does not have the control. Your doctor does not have the control. Your insurance company doesn't have the control. You have the control. It's you versus you. You can help yourself. And there's things you can do that your doctor will never be able to do for you. And that's what I want to work on you with. That is what we focus on. That is how we take back our body. That is how we feel like ourselves again. And this was a difficult thing for me to learn. I had to go through all of this as well. I thought, okay, I have Lyme disease. It's a disease. I should be able to get fixed quickly and easily from doctors, right? Then the hard truth struck me in the face. I got punched in the mouth with the fact that doctors don't know what to do about Lyme disease other than throwing antibiotics at it. And that's when I had to start learning all of the other pieces to the puzzle. And that led me to where we are today. So hopefully this shines some light on where we should be moving forward when we go into day number 3, where we talk about the things that you should stop eating if you want to heal Lyme disease. We're also going to talk about some things that you should be eating, but sometimes it's more important to just focus on what we should avoid because it's easier to list those things, right? There's a lot of things that we could eat, but what are the things that we should not be eating or spending our time or money or energy on? What should we be cutting out of our life? That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow in day number 3. So I'm really excited to show that to you. Let me pop my face back on here. Hello, and it was me the whole time, just to remind you. And if anybody has any questions whatsoever, feel free to comment them below. If I don't get back to you in the comments, always feel free to email me, help@LymeDiseaseWars.com. I'm here for you. I'm here for everybody that is dealing with a chronic illness, doesn't know why they feel so crappy, or if you have Lyme disease and you know you have Lyme disease and you want to get better, I'm here for you. I want to hear from you so that I can support you in any way possible, because that is why I wake up every day. That's why I put so much work into this. And I can't wait to support you on your healing journey, because we're just brushing the surface, right? We are just getting into things now. This is a 5-day thing. So right now, it might seem a little daunting because we're just talking about hard truths. Yesterday, I told you the 7 biggest mistakes that people make. Today, I told you it's a mistake to give your health to somebody else, to put it in somebody else's hands. And those are some hard truths to deal with. But moving forward, we're going to talk about how you can actually transform your life, the steps that you can actually take today to get better results, so that you can start feeling like yourself again, so that you're at a cellular level, your cells and your atoms are working correctly at a very tiny level, all the way up to the holistic whole version of you that you want to be, the person that you want to become, that you want to show up as. You can do this. You can take back your body. You can feel like yourself again. Not only have I done it myself, I've seen it happen for thousands of other people, and you're next. So stick with me, and I will see you tomorrow for day number 3. Again, comment below. Talk to me at help@LymeDiseaseWars.com. I love interacting with people, engaging with you. That is what keeps me going. It is what drives me to continue to create things for you and work with you. And don't forget as well, if you stick around for day 5, I've got a bunch of free resources that I'm going to give to you. And 2 of them are a big surprise. One of them is some PDFs that are real simple, but that will guide you through a process that you can do yourself, so that you can start to understand and perceive your challenges and where you are in this process. You're going to get those free PDFs, so you can print them out, you can keep them on your computer, whatever you want to do with them, you can do it. And then I'm also going to give you 2 other surprises on day number 5. So stick with me. This is only day 2 out of 5, and I'm so excited to share everything we have over these 5 days. So thank you so much. Again, my name is Ryan Kearns, and I can't wait to show you what's in store for you, because most people just don't know how good they can really feel. And from what I've seen myself, I always go back to myself because I've lived this, right? I've been through this myself. I've seen how bad I could feel, which I didn't even know beforehand, right? Before I had Lyme disease, I never thought about how bad people with Lyme disease could feel, right? And it seemed kind of like it wasn't real. It seemed kind of like they were exaggerating. Then I got Lyme disease. Now I know it's not exaggeration. Now I know that it's criminal what the medical industry does to people with Lyme disease. And now I know exactly how it feels to wake up feeling like a shell of yourself every single day. And I've never looked back. I have to help other people do this now. It's not a choice. It's something that I am called to do every single day because of what I've been through in my own life. And so I hope you will allow me to step up and help you, because I really want to help everybody who deals with these very, very hard situations in their health and in their life. So again, give yourself a round of applause for showing up today, because you're doing something that most people don't. You're showing up for your health. You're thinking about your health. You're thinking about how you can get better as a person. You're thinking about how you can improve your life, improve the quality of how you feel every day. And a lot of people don't do that. They just kind of skate through life or walk through life, not really thinking about the difficult things that we talk about here. So give yourself a round of applause, a pat on the back. You're doing great. Hang in there. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for day number 3. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.